Hello, everybody. This is Laura. Welcome for being here today with the second episode of the series that I'm doing this week about really getting properties going and under contract here by the end of the year. So today we're going to talk about what to say to the property owner to get a positive response. So this is very important, and when you actually connect with the owner, what you're going to say and what you're going to do to get them to really interact and give you the response that you need. So one of the things that I suggest, obviously, that you do is that you have to establish the connection. You have to understand the motivation behind it in really getting this process done, in getting the communication going. So the thing I say all the time is, if people ask me, do you have a script? Do you have something that you say to the owners to really get them to work with you? No, I don't. And because I value more having that connection, you need to forget how to negotiate. You know, believe it or not, it's not about negotiation. It's about establishing a connection. It's about trying to solve a problem or helping them solve the problem, show that you actually care more than doing the deal itself. And I know for some of you, this might seem that this is really kind of off topic because you never heard anybody saying that, but this is so important. You're there to solve a problem. You're there to make a connection. You're not going to go ahead and just get the deal done. Because sometimes you might come across like you're not going to get the deal done at all, okay? And that's fine. But you have established a connection. You established this mutual relationship with the seller that not only he might come back later on or bring you referrals, but it goes about you putting yourself out there of service in the community in helping people to actually resolve their situation. And it's going to come back with you in ways that you don't even imagine. So with that said, when you get on the phone call in talking to a seller or a prospective person, keep it, very simple, very real. Just introduce yourself and say, hello, my name is Laura, and depending on the situation, this is a driving for dollars, you're going to approach it differently than if this is a property that's already on the market. But you're going to say, hello, my name is Laura, and I came across a property at 123 Main Street. They said that you're driving for dollars. And I just wanted to know if you might be interested in selling. As simple as that. Don't try to use words like I'm an investor or things of that nature, yet. Just want to ask if you're interested in selling. And then after that, you go ahead and get the information. They say flat out no. And then you can ask them, depending on how they say the no too, you want to understand that is, you can say, well, do you mind me asking if you might be interested in selling in the future, or do you know anybody else in the area that might want to sell? Like I said, keep a conversation. It's nothing personal, so don't take the rejection personal if they say no. A lot of times it could be that they're trying to get you off the phone, like they would do with an internet marketer. But keep the channels open. Be very humble. Don't worry about sounding like a professional, because honestly, that might even work to your disadvantage. You want to sound like somebody that is sincerely interested in knowing more about the property, who is out there investing in the area. And so don't worry about sounding like, you know what you're doing, or you're a professional. Actually works to your advantage. And I can tell you so many times that even me with so many years in the business, I really want to sound like I've not really been in the business at all. I'm just a woman out there trying to get a few properties, and I always have to watch not to come up with certain type of wording or jargon that they might not be familiar with, because you really want to look humble and sound humble. And even when you go meet them in person, you're dealing with distressed sellers. You don't want to drive a flashy car or clothes. You really want to be more a person that they can relate to. So you start a conversation simply by doing that. You know, if this is, let's say, a foreclosure, a pre-foreclosure, or a tax delinquent property, again, be very considerate about using any of those big words, because, you know, they have a lot of negative feelings about it. So again, you can say, hi, my name is Laura, and I came across your property at 123 Main Street, and I might ask if you're interested in selling it. And if they say no, then you can say, well, I understand that, you know, you're going through some difficulties right now. Again, I'm not using the word foreclosures or auction. And, you know, I have options that I can help you with. And you might get into a conversation where they say, well, yeah, it's coming up for foreclosure, but I'm trying to come up with the money. And then you can say, well, have you looked at other alternatives? Maybe, you know, have you talked to an attorney, filing bankruptcy, or in certain states, you can file a motion to defer the foreclosure. So ask them, have this conversation, because I know might turn into maybe or a positive yes at the end. So again, goes back to the fact that you're not there to negotiate the deal. Believe it or not, you're not there to purchase the property or make a contract and a deal right there and then. Put yourself in a situation more of being out of service, being out there and trying to help people to provide a solution and being of service. And if you come in from that perspective, if you start doing these calls saying, I'm not worried about making a deal today, I really want to go out there and connect and see, you know, if I can help people and obviously make it a win-win situation, you will see that you're going in with a different attitude. You're going to have a much more positive response, and you're not going to feel the pressure of being frustrated or being rejected. Nobody likes rejection, but you're going to go in with a much more positive attitude, which will yield to more positive results. Okay, now I want to briefly mention that you can visit my website at www.lauralamary.com. I have a ton of more information there. Also, if you do go into the website, there is an ebook that you can download on the top of the homepage. Is a great ebook that kind of gives you an action plan to closing deals in less than 3 weeks. Is a 7 easy step process. And again, I am still running a contest this week that if you share this video, the most people that share this video, I'm going to choose one where you get a pick of one of my courses. One of them is about lease option and subject to. Another one is about buying with real estate auction. And then the other one is the MLS strategy. So you'll have a choice of 1 or 3. So after Friday, when I do my last Facebook Live for this week, I will actually notify one person that shares this video to be drawn for that particular course, which is $197 value as I sell them on my website. So now I want to see if I can get some questions here. Hello, Tyrone and Dan, and any questions you might have about negotiating. But like I said, you know, I know that it's kind of a new concept here. What do you mean? She doesn't have scripts and she doesn't? No, I never did. I kept it very simple, very humble. And honestly, with all these years, I think that has been my great success. It's because I've always been, you know, as far as when people come to me for coaching for the same reason, they say, well, you are very approachable. You know, you keep it very real. And that's the same thing I do with real estate. I never thought I had to build up this great speech or negotiation. I always was very real, very approachable, very humble. And even when dealing with the banks, believe it or not, with the short sales, in the beginning when I started doing short sales and I didn't know really, you know, how to prepare the package, we used to write these 50, 60 pages of packages with the loan number and the name of the seller by hand. And then when we started doing a lot of short sales, I says, oh, you know, I bought the software that was doing a little more professional. And what I noticed is, which is interesting, even the bank responses, the bank willing to negotiate with me went down. They saw me more as a professional who was probably a speculator taking advantage of the system. So I was actually able to negotiate less with the banks. So I actually went back to do things manually, more of an amateur style. and my response from the bank and my positive response went way up. And that's the same thing with the seller. You know, being a real person that is approachable and talks, you know, wants to really understand and motivate them, understand their motivation, it's going to go much further than you coming in as a real estate investor with a script and, you know, looking like he has been doing this all day long. Okay, well, great. Thanks, everybody. I want to keep this short and sweet, so that's why, you know, we do this every day. Now, remember that we're going to do this every day this week at 2:30 Eastern Time. They're going to be 5 to 10 minutes Facebook Lives, and we have a topic we're going to post on the fan page, the topic for tomorrow, and then I will see you here at that time. And if you do want to know more about I have a lot of free webinars and training and blogs, so please visit my website at lauraalameri.com. I will have a link in this post, and also do share this video so you have a chance to, I will let know on Friday who is going to get one of the free courses. Thanks again, and have a good rest of the day.